Never like the truth, do they? And you can see Mary Queen of Shops tomorrow at 9 p.m. on BBC Two. Now, our first guest is an actor, dancer and singer, but to men and women everywhere, he's a bit of a heartthrob, to me especially, and will always be fondly remembered for getting his kit off in the film Coyote Ugly. I tried that in Watford once, didn't quite get the same reaction.
I heard about that, actually.
It's Adam Garcia. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Everywhere you go in the world, women must come and ask you to take your clothes off.
Yeah, and that movement is specifically memorable, apparently.
Was that ad-lib? Did you do that yourself, or was that planned?
No, that was sort of ad-lib. They sort of let me just get on the bar and dance, and they just filmed it from all different directions. And because, yeah, but it was one of those things where extras, movie world, like, and, you know, I gave it, I was dancing.
You gave it all right,
And then, of course, when they said cut, extras are like, and there was nothing, there was stony silence, and I was like, wow.
Oh my God, it's one of my
waiting
favourite...
for
Yeah, I was just like,
me. Okay, we
one of
asked
my
you.
favourite chick flicks of all time. Was it yours?
It's my favourite chick flick, yeah. I don't know. Let's talk about your hand.
Yeah.
Is it a metatarsal? What have you done? No, you've done your finger, right?
Yeah, I've broken, it's the metacarpal.
There you
Thank
go.
you for
Carpal
clearing
hand.
that
It's
up.
like
Carpal tunnel syndrome.
stalactites, isn't it? You never know which way around they are.
Tarsal feet. Yeah, so I snapped that sort of there, but obviously on that hand.
And how'd you do that? Because you've been dancing with your feet, not your hands.
It's ironic for a tap dancer to break his hands. Virtually impossible, seemingly. But no, I was doing, there's a spinning section on one of the sides of the set, and I just hit the set. I just got too close to the set and went bang, and I went, oh, that's sore. And then the doctor went, does that hurt? I said, yes. And she said, it's broken.
Of course, what you're talking about is your performance in the West End in Tap Dogs,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I went to see during the week. It's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
It's a completely different venture than anything else I've ever seen at the West End. Explain it. You're basically tapping for your life.
It's essentially, yes, if we don't tap well enough, we get killed at the end. No, it's a dance show. I mean, that's all it is. There's no words. There are no songs. So it's like a ballet, but we just tap dance, and in a very sort of robust, industrial, rock and roll sort of way. We wear Blundstone boots, and it does have a story. It's about 6 guys who work in a construction site, and it's, you know, when they get to work, what the antics that they get up to and stuff like that.
Stories told by the power of dance.
That's
Power of
correct.
we've got a clip, actually. You're not actually in this one, but it's a clip of the show to get everyone the idea of what it's about, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. What really struck me, though, was the routine. It's so well done that if you put one foot out of step, is it like a dominoes effect and then everybody's off?
Yeah, it's more that that can happen, but more often than not, because there are lots of canons and lots of intricate things that go together. It's like being in a band. If one muso suddenly goes out, you can hear it, and the audience know as well. You're just like, that doesn't sound exactly right. So you have to be. It's very precise, and it's quite complicated. The steps as well. It's actually very complicated.
It looks pretty hard work. You've just done 5 shows in 48 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you having to do full European warm up, full European warm down at the end of them or something?
It does help. Feet in a bowl of ice is a really handy thing, particularly for your ankles. And then we.
Because you are getting through, I imagine, a lot of calories as well doing that. You must be able to feed and eat, and like kind of like a sportsman. It's the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's the show, I guess, is 80 minutes, so that's like a game of rugby. And we do them back to back.
Because you've got a matinee and an evening show back to back on a
Yeah, we do
Saturday?
on Friday and Saturday. So we do Friday 6, Friday 9, Saturday 5, Saturday 8, and then we have a 3 o'clock on Sunday.
So I was reading in your notes that you have loose ankles, which make you a good tap dancer. Is that correct?
It does help, yes.
What sort of injuries do you pick up apart from hitting your hand?
Apart from breaking your hand.
Is it your knees? What takes the impact on tap?
Yeah, it's your knees, lower back, depending on how hard the surface is you're tapping on, and if you've got any give in the floor. But mainly it's knees and your iliotibial bands, which your ITBs that run down there, they get very pull up and then they pull your kneecaps out.
How long should run this show for?
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Yeah.
Could you do it for any more than that?
Yeah. I mean, some of the guys have been doing it for on and off for a couple of years, and
They must be
do
ripped.
Yeah.
They are. They're just made. Their tendons have ossified into concrete. They're steel springs.
Do you find yourself like standing in Tesco's in line, just tapping away?
I'm an incredibly tedious person like that. Yeah.
He did it earlier. I was sitting with you, and he was tapping away.
Really?
Yeah, I
Well, you
joined
showed
in.
me.
We did a little routine like Fred Astaire. We were.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ginger? For the step?
Yeah, I was Ginger. Yeah. He was picking me up, throwing me.
But yeah, well, you showed me the Morecambe and Wise thing, and that was.
I said that, because it's all industrial. I think it's really good. But whenever I see the industrial type of tap dancing, I always remember Morecambe Wise when they had the buckets on their foot with Cliff
brilliant.
Richard, and I went and showed you because it's funny, isn't
It's
it?
amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I'm stealing it immediately.
Well, I mean, you're kind of a man of many talents. You sing, you dance, you tap, you do everything. But you've been on Got to Dance. You were a judge on Sky One's Got to Dance. What was that like? So you're a presenter of sorts.
I'm a presenter and a judge, I guess. Yeah, no, that was an incredible experience, and I knew I would enjoy it, but I was genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Just watching people dance is something that I genuinely love to do. So
Dancing's become really big as well, and what's become the big thing is the street dancing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it seems that's really taken over. And when we watch all those talent shows, it's all street dancing, isn't it?
yeah, and I mean I know lots of young, like little boys who've like watched people like Diversity and watched all these street dance crews, and they just want to do it because it's so athletic. It's so athletic. It's like being a sportsman, but you get to do it to really good music. And I don't know. There's something that people really connect with it.
Does it upset you that
It
more
looks
people,
crazy.
Does it upset you that more people don't do tap?
I'm not bitter. No, it's one of those. I think everyone who goes to a dance school who does ballet or jazz kind of inevitably does tap, but there's not the sort of avenues and there's not the sort of shows.
Tap's
Well,
brilliant,
tap
though,
dogs
isn't
will
it?
change the
It is
perception,
brilliant,
I
tap
think,
dogs,
you know.
I hope so.
I tapped as a little girl. It was nothing like tap dogs.
You see.
Can we show the clip of the little kid who won? What's his name? Akai.
Akai. Oh, yeah.
And what's so good about him before we show it? Because he was very young. Wasn't
One,
he?
he was 10. Two, it was just like he was a great dancer. He had great rhythm and he had all natural ability, but it was also the fact that he was doing particularly very hard breaking moves that were well beyond his years and executing them pretty much perfectly.
Okay, we've got a tiny clip of him winning right at the end of it, I think.
You win. Choose your next opponent.
You know, it's not only that you can do all the moves, which are incredible, but it's that stage presence. You are a born performer, you're a born entertainer, you're a born dancer. We've given you golds all the time. It's not going to change.
Do you think he should have won?
Yeah. I mean, there was that the trouble is, well, not the trouble, but there was so many good acts, particularly in the finals. I mean, it was hard. It really was. I mean, I thought Matthew Kuhn was a wonderful dancer. He was the boy who was the did ballet, and there were Jukebox Juniors. Like everyone just really pulled out all the stops on the night, and I thought Akai would be very close, but it's not up to me. It's up to the audience at that
Are you
point.
going to do another series of it?
We are doing another series. Yeah, we start auditions around September, all around the country.
No, we're running out of time, but how did you get into dance? Because it's not a thing a lot of guys go for, is it? You know, Aussie Rules or something where you're from, probably, or something like that.
Yeah,
And then
basically.
how did you get into dance?
I just I think it was actually my best friend at the time. He was going to go